Hey nerds, I will be doing a spoiler-free review of Disney Pixar's Elio. Is it as good as last year's entry Inside Out 2, or is it a dud? Let's find out, starting now. Welcome back to the Nerd Social. I am Colin. So this movie, Elio, is the latest line of Disney Pixar movies and will come out in theaters this Friday. The movie's writers were Julia Cho, Mark Hamill, and Mike Jones, who did the screenplay, as well as Adrian Molina, Madeline Sharafian, Domee Shi, and Julia Cho, who did the story. Jesse Andrews and Hannah Friedman made additional screenplay contributions. The movie was directed by Adrian Molina, Madeline Sharafian, and Domee Shi. The cast of this movie is Yonas who voiced Elio and the other Elio. When you see the movie, you'll find out what that means. Zoe SaldañaOlga, who is the voice of Olga Solís. Remy EdgerlyGlordon, who is the voice of Glordon. Brandon Mood as Ambassador Helix. Brad Garrett as Lord Grigon, and Jameela who is the voice of Ambassador Questa. The spoiler-free logline of this movie is Elio, a space fanatic with an active imagination, finds himself on a cosmic misadventure where he must form new bonds with alien life forms, navigate a crisis of intergalactic proportions, and somehow discover who he is truly meant to be. So a lot there to digest. My spoil-free thoughts on this movie, since I watched it a couple of days ago, is a very enjoyable movie, and there are a lot of bright colors, especially when we get to the alien planet, which is known as Communiverse, which is a very interesting name for a planet. No obvious tear-jerking moments. There were probably a few where you could shed some tears, heartfelt moments. I didn't feel the movie was emotionally manipulative. The emotional scenes I feel were very earned throughout the whole process. There's also this belief that typical Pixar movies deal with grief, loss, and growth. So there's a lot of that's there in the story, which I will not spoil, but it's there. And there's also a very good level of humor involved in this, and you probably would have seen this in the trailer as well. Gordon is my favorite character, and I think he is going to be the breakout star of this movie. I really want his plushie toy so bad. So Disney, if you're listening, please make this happen, because it will be a merchandise boom to have Glordon out there in all your theme parks. And finally, in terms of rating, I would give this movie a 9 out of 10, which is a movie marathon. I think that this movie is not as good as Inside Out 2, which I gave a, I think, 10 out of 10, but it's still pretty good overall. I think that there's some points in the movie that I felt were too slow for me, but the runtime is still within an hour and a half, so it's not too bad. And the movie is really accessible to kids of all ages. I think that the cuteness and all the bright colors really lends itself to having young children be a part of it. There might be some scary scenes with Glordon's father, Lord Grigon, but overall, it's still a very great watch for all families. I think that you'll enjoy it like any other Disney Pixar movie. Whether or not that you should just wait until you see it on Disney Plus, I think that it's worth it to just see it in a theater. Spend about an hour and a half with your family and with your children, and just have at it, because I think it's still a very enjoyable experience overall. So those are my spoiler-free thoughts on Disney Pixar's latest movie, Elio. After you've watched the movie, tell us what you think about this movie by commenting down below. Like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. And we will see you next video. All right. Take care, everybody.